Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continuing playing Let's Play of the Blackwell Epiphany. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today we're here at Grace Church first, as a new day has dawned, and we're trying to hunt down whatever force could be ripping people apart, both body and soul. I hope y'all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. Let's go in and see the priest, shall we? Hello there.
Hi, could I talk to you for a minute?
Please keep your voice down.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
Yes. What can I do for you?
We've already introduced
Well,
ourselves. I hope y'all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. So let's head inside Grace Church. We'll talk to the priest, Father Ullman here.
Hi, remember me?
Yes, and would you please keep your voice down?
Right.
Sorry.
Consult notes. Grace Group.
I'm looking for information on the Grace Group.
Grace Group?
They used to meet here, in the basement. Some kind of self-help group?
There are hundreds of so-called Grace Groups, and they all have meetings in the basement. You will have to be a bit
Really?
more specific than that.
Really? Huh. Card file.
There are tons of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask about them one by one.
We need to narrow that down. Michael.
Do you know any Michaels?
In my line of work, I know more than I can count.
Okay. Michael's number.
Do you recognize this phone number?
Oh,
I'm
his line
afraid
of
I
work.
haven't memorized a phone number in over 10 years.
Right,
That was
Archangel
of
Michael,
modern
right?
technology.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling her, but you think she listens?
Yeah, hasn't helped. Roof Ghost.
So there's this woman that might have died in a penthouse apartment.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about. I am sorry.
It's not helping. Let me go through this one more
I'm
time.
looking-
Grace Group?
They used to meet.
There are hundreds. You will have...
Okay, it's
There are
still
tons
same.
of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask about them one by one. Do you know any Michaels?
In my line of work,
Do you recognize this phone number?
I'm afraid I have perils.
Yeah,
Okay.
So there's this woman that might have died in a penthouse apartment.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking.
Alright, so none of this is helpful.
Well,
Stay.
This is from before. So we got no information here. But we do have additional notes, right? I just did a 360. Let me try it again. Exit stage right. Police station. You can go talk to the officer here.
Officer Palmer,
Yeah. What can I do for you?
you don't think it's relevant that both Leah and George went to the same self-help group?
That group met over 20 years ago. But even still, the two of them were a couple. They did lots of things together. Went to the same restaurants, went to the same shows, slept in the same bed. So they went to the same church. It means nothing.
You don't think
That group, I think it...
Okay, that's the
there are
same.
tons of cases. Do you know anyone named Michael?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
Does this phone number mean anything to you?
Not really, but I can trace it for you.
Oh, excellent.
Trace it?
Run the number, see who it belongs to. Within reason, anyway.
Yeah,
Where'd you find
absolutely.
I found it on George Austin's phone.
Oh, we ran that number already.
You did?
Yeah, it belonged to Grace Church. Probably calling for donations or something.
Yeah, or something.
We just got
Thanks
back
anyway.
from there. But we do have a new note. According to Officer Palmer, this number originated at Grace Church.
Do you know if any of George Austin's neighbors died recently?
It's not in any of the reports. Do you have a name?
No, not
Trying to
yet,
find the
but
name.
she lived across from George. Can't you look it up that way?
I can't, now. The way the system works, I can only look it up by the victim's name, not address.
Well, your system sucks. Alright.
Well, I'd better go.
Sure.
I guess back to the church now that we know the number was called from the church. Because it's a landline number. So that should give me something to work with.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I checked with the police. This number belongs to a phone in this church. A man I'm looking for made a phone call from this number. His name is Michael. It's very important that I find him.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about. I am sorry.
I'm feeling you're lying to me.
Are you sure you don't know anybody named Michael who made a call from this church?
Quite positive.
Are you... Do you know any Michaels?
In my line of work,
There are tons of... I'm looking...
Grace,
They used to meet...
there are you will have...
So there...
I'm afraid...
Oh, telephone.
The telephone that uses this number, where is it?
Why would you need to know that?
Michael used the phone. Maybe he left a clue behind when he did.
And he could have used any one of a dozen offices in our administration wing.
Really? Over a dozen?
Yes. So, if you want to locate Michael Cooper, you'll have to find another way.
Are you being purposely... Wait, he said Michael Cooper.
Wait, Cooper?
Pardon?
You said Michael Cooper.
Isn't that the gentleman you're looking
Are you
for?
lying to me,
No, I just
Father?
said his name was Michael.
So you did. A slip of the tongue. My apologies. It is quite late and I'm tired.
Michael Cooper. Who is Michael Cooper?
You need to tell me who Michael Cooper is.
I told you I don't know any Michael Cooper.
Then how did you know the name Michael Cooper?
So you don't know anyone named Michael Cooper?
No, I don't.
Are you sure you don't know anybody named Michael who made a call from this church?
Quite positive.
So there... You need to tell me who Michael Cooper is.
I told you I don't know any Michael Cooper.
That tactic ain't working, sweetheart. You need to come at this some other way.
Yeah, how though?
Well... This is the phone number that Michael called George from. I don't think those are connected in
Wait,
any
what
way.
if I try calling the number here? Will that work?
If the phone is nearby, it's not ringing.
That did not work.
No, I don't see any connection at all.
What about his last name?
If there's a connection, I don't see it. He was part of the Grace group. This is the phone number. I don't think... No. No.
Ah, feel like I'm really
Excuse-
close,
Yeah,
You need to...
I told...
That tactic.
but I don't know what to do.
Are you...
Quite positive.
So you...
No, I don't.
Maybe go back to the police station now I know his
Well,
last name. Let's do that.
Officer Palmer,
Yeah,
do you have a record of a Michael Cooper in your system?
let's check. Sorry, it's too common a name. You'll have to give me specifics.
Ugh!
I already asked him about... Do you know...
It's not...
No.
I can't, sorry.
There are tons of cases... Well, I'd better go. Thanks for the help.
I'm not.
Sure.
If the phone is nearby, it's not ringing.
Tried looking up everything here,
I
and
don't
nothing is matching.
This is the phone number that Michael called George.
We need some
No.
more. Michael Cooper.
Huh. So Michael Cooper was a priest.
There we go.
Interesting.
Thank you, Lord. New York Theological Seminary alumni. Michael Cooper attended 1996, currently based at unknown. So we can ask him, hey, you're a priest. Did that show up as a note? No.
If there's... This...
Okay, well, it did show up as a note, but now we know he's a priest. So let's go back. I feel like I'm going back and forth here like a rubber band. But then again, there's not a lot of other places to go to right now.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I know about Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper. He's a priest too, isn't he?
so?
So, it's a pretty big coincidence, wouldn't you say?
This is the thing about this game, is there's a lot of things that you Google, and yet a lot of it comes up blank. And then the one time you need to Google, you forget about it for a while because you think, oh, I already know who this person is. And you try to figure it out. And then you're like, oh yeah, I haven't Googled them yet. Stop lying to me.
Please stop lying to me.
I'm not lying.
You're not telling me the whole truth either, are you?
I made a promise. He came to me scared, begging me to protect him, to give him sanctuary. He was ranting. I should have turned him away, but we roomed together at the seminary. We were close friends once. What could I do?
You can take me to him.
He's raving. He's mad. He says he's in a battle for his very soul.
I believe him.
Is this true?
Yes, it is.
He's in the school.
I like
It's
when the
close
protagonists
to
are on the
open
same
to brick,
page.
So it seemed like a good a place as any to hide him. Here's a key. The entrance is around the corner. Please, do whatever you must.
Excellent.
Just don't come back here.
I have
Don't worry.
a lead.
So, thrown out of a church. I suppose with our record, it was only a matter of
That's
time.
fine. We got a lead. It's good.
The entrance
It's
to the
good.
school is around the block. Let's go.
Let's go. Grace School. Okay. Well, let's talk to Joey. I want to
what
know
is
his
it this
opinion of
time?
this place.
I always used to wonder what it would be like to go to this school. Never thought it would take this. Father Gabriel said that Michael was hiding at Grace School. I guess we should get over there.
What do you say, Joey?
Come here for a minute.
Yeah.
This place was around even in my day. You ever go here?
No, it's one of the more expensive private schools in the city. Not really an option for a foster kid like me.
Right. So this Michael Cooper guy is hiding out at Grace School. Let's go talk to him.
So I had a bit of a panic there because I forgot to switch my recording after doing Homestuck earlier today. And I thought I just lost the last 12 minutes. But I didn't. Nope, everything's good. Everything is good. Whew. The audio might have sounded like it was doubling. Unsure, but everything looks okay. So we are good. Alright, so let's get back to this. Where are we at?
No need to pay attention to that. There aren't any cars out tonight. I'd better not mess with that.
Okay, so we don't really have a lot of stuff here. We have the door, and that is it. Oh,
Lafayette Street looks cold and icy. Better stick to the sidewalk.
so where with that, we can look at this street.
It's the front door. Pretty solid.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not
Hello.
want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not.
I don't want to
want.
enter this prayer, but it looks like it's living again.
I think he's reciting the Psalm of David. From the books I've read, it's supposed to guard against evil.
Should I look that up? Psalm of David?
I will fear no evil, for thou art with thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine
Okay,
enemies.
just want to make sure.
With oil.
Michael?
Surely.
Michael Cooper.
You! Stay back, Bestower. I've got a gun.
Just a second.
I said stay back!
I'm here to help.
Please, I'm here to help.
Help? Oh, I wish that was true. How much help did you give George, or Leah, or the others?
I'm trying to do my best here. Wait, others?
Others? How many of you are there?
You don't even know that. You don't know a thing, do you? This wasn't the plan.
Plan?
Yes, our brilliant plan. We get the Bestower to escort our souls to the next world, protect us from this force that is after us. Instead, you let us be destroyed.
You know why this happened? I tried, honestly. I tried. I'm going to stop it. I tried, honestly.
I tried. Honestly, I tried.
Tried. I'm sure that was a comfort to George and Leah while their very souls were being torn apart.
I'm sorry. Whatever is going on, it's new. I've never seen anything like it before.
I see. And what about him?
Huh?
Wait,
Your friend, the man behind
you can see him?
He hasn't said a word since you walked in here.
What?
Me? You mean me?
How is that a
Yes,
thing?
You. Don't look so surprised. How else could I have known who you were? Now get out of here. You've been nothing but trouble ever since George went to look for you.
How can he see him? I am so sick of guns, absolutely. Fine, shoot.
Fine, shoot. Kill the one person who can help you.
There is no need for any more killing, my host.
That voice. It can't be.
Madeline?
I told you to stay in the other room.
Yes, my host, I know. But I had to intervene.
Your host?
These two know me, if I may.
Fine. Fine. Just make it quick. I'm losing
Oh,
concentration.
Mallone, Blackwell, what a pleasant surprise to see you both again.
How
Yeah, surprise is the
How do you have a
word.
host?
What the hell are you doing here?
Is it not obvious? You freed me, Mallone, brought me back into this world, and as befits all of our kind, I had a host waiting for me, and so I have returned to my former duties.
How does this work?
As much as I am touched by this reunion, I need to focus.
Perhaps we should all converse outside.
Fine. Outside. Just leave me in peace.
Thank you, my host.
Like how she just goes right through the wall. It's like, yeah, I'll meet you outside. Boom, right out the wall. You're a Bestower too?
You're a Bestower too?
What gave it away? The spirit guide who won't leave me alone? Look, maintaining this circle leaves me a bit cranky. Sorry. If you can help, great. If not, well, I've made my peace with it. Just go talk to her. She's outside. I need to concentrate. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord.
Father Michael?
Yeah?
A lot of things here. Can't believe there's no medium in New York.
I can't believe there's another medium in New York.
Medium?
Sorry, I mean Bestower. I've been calling myself medium for so long I sometimes forget.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not like I have anyone to talk to about this stuff. Well, nobody living anyway.
Hey, look, I'd love to swap ghost stories with you, but it takes all my concentration to maintain the circle.
Right, sorry. Maybe we'll have coffee later? You know, after we save your soul and everything.
Sure, sounds great.
The circle.
What is this circle?
Oh, this. Madeline taught me how to do it. It prevents anything spiritual from getting to me. It takes some concentration to maintain, so I'm sorry if I seem a bit inhospitable.
How did you learn what's happening?
How did you learn what was happening?
You mean that our souls were being taken?
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago. I was at the bedside of a friend. Jeffrey, his name was. He went to the Grace Group meetings back in the day. Like me, he had been in a car accident. Hit and run. He was dying, and he wanted me there. And when he died, I saw it. His spirit being torn apart. He screamed. I'll never forget that scream.
I know. I saw it too.
Anyway, with Madeline's help, I began looking into other members of the group and learned it was happening to all of us. You know the rest.
Madeline.
So you're working with Madeline?
Working? I guess you could call it that. I've been too busy being scared to give it any serious thought.
Send her outside.
So why'd you send Madeline outside?
Her presence disturbs my concentration, so she's keeping as far away as she can until this is resolved.
What about us?
You're the ones who are going to save my hide. For you, I'll make the extra effort to focus.
Check notes. Grace Group.
Could you tell me about the Grace Group? It was some kind of self-help group?
About 20 years ago, I was a very different person. I suppose you could call me an alcoholic, although I wouldn't have said it at the time. Then I saw an ad in the newspaper. It promised to help folks like me find their way. It seemed to be some kind of hippie self-help group, but I went to a meeting anyway. I don't remember much about the meetings, but somehow I had discovered that going to seminary school was something I had to do. It all made sense.
Made sense.
I just knew it was what I was meant to be doing, and I was right.
Continue that line of questioning.
Is there anything else you could tell us about the Grace Group?
No, you know everything I do.
Okay. Guess that doesn't help. Cut the file.
There are tons of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask.
Okay. Michael Cooper.
What about yourself? Is there anything we should know?
Look, you're not exactly catching me at my best here. I can't do anything. I'm not a true bestower like you are. Madeline says she's been weakened, or I've been weakened, or something. She doesn't know. Believe me, if I could do what you can do, I'd be out there trying to stop this. But I can't. So all I can do is hide.
Continue.
Anything else you can tell me about yourself?
No, I just want this to be over. One way or the other.
Anything?
No.
Okay. Roof ghost?
Did you know that there's a ghost across the roof from George's apartment?
Really?
Do you know anything about it?
Sadly, no. I'm sorry.
Darn it.
Did you?
Really?
One more
Do you
time.
know- Sad.
Okay. What happened at the Grace Group
What
meetings?
happened at these meetings?
That's just it. I don't remember. Until recently, I never questioned it before. How messed up is that? I'd go, I'd sit down and leave. I'd meet with the other members for coffee afterward. What on earth did we talk about? We must have found something, but I do remember a man. Benjiro.
Benjiro.
He ran the meetings.
Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else about him.
Okay. Wrote that down. Looks like it's in my notes anyway. Who are the members of the groups?
How many people went to these meetings?
There were 6 of us. You already know about Leah and George and myself. The others are dead.
Who were they?
Does it matter?
Yeah,
they
it
are
could.
dead. Their souls were taken.
Even still, tell me.
Jeffrey Dutta, Heather Goffstein, Peter Fielding.
I didn't get any of that. I got Jeffrey. Is it Dutta? That was it. Oh, right here. Okay, so Jeffrey Dutta, Peter Fielding, and Heather Goffstein. Or Stein. Let's go through these. Mike Cooper told us that a Japanese man named Benjiro ran the Grace Group meetings.
So the man who ran the Grace Group meetings was named Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else.
Is he
about
dead?
him.
So the man who...
Yeah,
I wonder if this is some sort of evil spirit that contracted the others. Hey, I'll give you a fulfilling life, but when you die, you become nothing. That was my theory from before, though I don't think it's a demon or a devil. I think it's something else. Just don't know what else that would be. It's kind of frightening if you think about it. Jeffrey Dutta. Point out Father Michael. Jeffrey went to Grace Group meetings. I don't know anything about him yet, but Michael says he's dead.
Could you tell me about Jeffrey?
God, Jeffrey Dutta. Talk about transfiguration. When he walked into that Grace Group meeting, I thought he was in the wrong place. I mean, the guy was a Wall Street broker, for crying out loud. He could have bought the church and everything in it. But he later confessed that he tried to kill himself. Twice.
So what happened to him?
He became a professional dog walker. Can you believe it? He used to pocket millions a year plus bonuses. Then he was picking up dog crap for $25 an hour and smiling about it.
Less
He was
stressful
hit
life.
by a car crossing the street. A hit and run. I was at his bedside when he died. Madeline had been around for about a month at that point, so I saw his spirit rise from his body. I thought I was supposed to help him, but instead I...
Watched him get
You know
ripped
what
apart.
happened next.
You know, that's interesting because Austin was shot. Like, someone literally ran up to him and shot him. So, whatever the force is, that this force is not playing by the rules, in quotation marks. Because this force is going out of its way to try to kill the members before their time. Because one guy was hit and run. Austin was literally shot at. Leah fled for safety, fearing that she was going to get killed. This guy is fleeing for his safety, so obviously there's something else going on here.
Is there anything else you could tell us about Jeffrey Dutta?
No, there's nothing left to say. I saw his spirit being ripped apart. I just want to forget it.
Belding.
Could you tell me about Peter?
Peter Fielding, yes. I never had much contact with him. He died several months ago. I'm afraid it's too late for him.
You saw his soul being taken?
Well, no. He died before Madeline came into my life, so I can't say for sure. But he went to Grace Group meetings, and he's dead. What other conclusion can I reach?
So you don't know for sure if Peter Fielding's soul was taken?
Not as such, no. But what else can I assume?
Yeah, I mean, that looks like a clear-cut thing. According to he passed away several months ago. He assumes that his soul was taken like the others, but didn't actually see it happen. I mean, only when you have a game like this, the fact that you didn't actually see it happen means maybe it didn't happen. But all evidence points to the fact that this is a guy that was ripped apart like the others. So unless he's working for the Force, I I mean, unless he's working for Benjiro, because I'm assuming Benjiro is the guy who's behind everything, because he ran the meetings. Although he could be dead too, so I could be overassuming here. Yeah, I could be overassuming here. There's no reason for me to think that Benjiro is the force behind this all. Although I'm still suspicious by him. Let me put a pin in that. Heather Goffstein. According to Father Michael, Heather went to Grace group meetings. I don't know anything about it yet. Michael says she's dead.
Tell me about Heather Goffstein. You said she was a member of your group.
Yes, she was one of us. I asked George if he knew where she was. He told me she was dead. I'm afraid it's too late for her.
Is this like Peter? Did you actually see her soul being taken?
No, I didn't. Thank heaven I didn't. Seeing it happen once is more than I can take.
So again, we have a character who might not have had their soul taken. And the fact that there's two of them that's true of, they probably both had their soul taken.
So you don't know for sure if Heather Goffstein's soul was taken?
Not as such, no. But what else can I assume?
I mean, those are probably good assumptions to make.
So the man who ran the Grace group meetings was named Benjiro?
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else about him.
Okay, let's... Oh, hello. Peter's death.
How exactly did Peter Fielding die?
Why? Are you going to try and find his spirit? There is no spirit. It's gone.
You said it
Just
yourself.
work with me.
You don't know for sure.
It was some kind of accident. I'm not sure of the details. I read about his death in the obituaries. Too late for his funeral, sadly, but I said a prayer for him.
So it looks like we need to go around and try to see if we can find the ghosts anywhere just to make sure they're dead.
Can you tell me again how Peter Fielding
they're
died?
ripped apart, right?
I told you before, there's no point.
Just humor me.
It was some kind of accident. I'm not sure of the details. I read about his death in the obituaries.
Obituaries.
Can you
I told
just
it was I read
How did Heather Goffstein die?
I'm afraid I don't know. George was the one who kept in touch with her. He told me she died, but he didn't tell me how or when. I suppose it doesn't matter.
So is
anymore.
George trustworthy? I would think he is.
Can you tell me again?
I'm of George.
Okay, let's go.
All right, Michael. We're going to go.
Of course. Godspeed to the both of you.
You as
He
well.
makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside the still.
Hey, Madeline.
Madeline. She's been a spirit guide for, well, ever. I'm sure she's got a lot to teach us. Once this is all over, anyway.
Blackwell, Mallone, it's been a long time since
Not
we've been
too
able to
long.
converse.
Where have you been?
It's been almost 6 months since Joey freed you. How come we're only seeing you now?
I admit the transition hasn't been pleasant. I have had 3 hosts since returning to this world. The
3?
first was an old man on the edge of death. He lingered for 6 weeks.
3 in
before
6
finally
months?
succumbing to the inevitable. When the old man passed, I became bound to his niece for a time. She ran every time she saw me. I tried to keep my distance, give her time to adjust. But in the end, she fell down the stairs in an attempt to flee. The poor woman died, and I was passed to her brother, the man inside.
3? Should I start being suspicious of her? Call me Rosangela.
You should really call me Rosangela.
Forgive me. When you are as old as I am, all the names blur together. So I tend to address those I speak to by their family name. It is just easier that way, and less painful. I'm afraid it is a habit that is difficult to break.
Why are these ghosts being attacked?
Do you know what's going on? Why are these souls being attacked?
I do not know. I wish I did. Like you, we saw it happen. We saw a soul being torn apart and could do nothing. I'm afraid my host became a little unreasonable after that.
Why was George looking for us?
Why was George looking for me?
We needed a bestower. A proper bestower. My host and I were not up to the task.
Eh?
It might be due to my time in the void. It might be because my host's soul has been marked by whatever is out there. But in any case, our abilities are limited. We cannot even help lost souls move on as you do. We can see them and talk to them, but that is all. Hence why we needed you.
Lucky us.
What can we do?
So what can we do? We don't even know what's going on.
Our theory was that you could help move these poor souls into the next world before they were destroyed. but it appears that it did not achieve the desired result.
You could say that, yeah.
You must investigate. My host and I are restricted, but you two are not. If anyone can help uncover why these poor spirits are being attacked and stop it, it is you.
How are you doing?
So how'd you like being on the outside, as it were? I imagine it's better than being trapped wherever you were.
I had thought, I had hoped, that I would pass on, that being brought back to the mortal world would force me to obey mortal laws. Instead, No, it is not to be. I have returned to my former duties, therefore I must have further work to do. But yes, it is nicer than being trapped in the void. Did I ever thank you, Mallone?
Not as such, no.
Well, I must rectify that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Check notes. Grace Group.
Do you know anything about this Grace group?
I know that it meant a great deal to my host, as well as his friends. Whatever happened at those meetings, it greatly improved their lives. But obviously, it came at a cost.
So you don't know anything about this Grace group?
I'm afraid not. You know as much as I.
Okay. Card file?
Do you know a place called the Karth House?
I'm afraid I do not.
Okay. Cooper.
What can you tell me about Father Michael?
Cooper is my host. We have not had the time to get to know each other better.
Is he always this ornery?
Do have some pity for him. He has lost his uncle, his sister, and several of his friends. He has been forced to accept the spirit world and the possible loss of his own soul, all within the span of a few weeks.
That's true.
If anyone deserves some understanding, it is he.
Is there anything else you can tell us about Michael?
Sadly, no. We have not had the time to get to know each other better.
Is there any...
Sadly, no.
Okay. Roof Ghost.
There's a ghost haunting the empty apartment across from George Austin.
I see. Well, you know your duty. Go and save it.
There's a
I see.
Okay. Benjiro.
Michael said that a man named Benjiro ran the Grace
Benjiro.
group meetings.
My host has said as much to me, yes. Sadly, he does not remember much about him.
Benjiro.
My host has said as much.
Okay. Jeffrey Dutta.
Could you tell me about Jeffrey?
I'm afraid not.
Okay, that's very simple.
Do you know anything about Peter Fielding? He was in the Grace group with Michael.
I have never met him. He passed away before I became bonded with my host.
Michael believes his soul was already taken.
He might be right, but he may not be. If his spirit still exists, you are the ones to find it.
Do you know...
I have never met him. He passed away before I became bonded with my host.
Michael believes his soul was already taken.
He might be right, but he may not be. If his spirit still exists, you are the ones to find it.
Do you know anything about Heather Goffstein? She was in the Grace group with Michael.
I know of her, but I have never met her. She passed away before my host and I became bonded. I never encountered her spirit.
Michael believes her soul was already taken.
It is certainly possible, but I refuse to lose hope until I see the evidence.
Do you know anything about Heather Goffstein? She was in the Grace
I think
group.
that's
I know
repeat.
of her, but I have never met her.
Michael believes...
It is certain.
Okay. So, I think we've exhausted all our options here. Why does Michael push you around?
Why do you let Father Michael push you around like that?
It is what my host wishes.
So?
Simply that. I must do what my host commands.
Ah, right, seriously. What's the story?
No story, Mallone. If my host wishes me to leave him alone, I leave him alone.
That actually works?
Of course. It is my duty to do so.
So, Joey, could...
No.
Of course, some of us take our duties more seriously than others.
Oh, that was great.
Well, I suppose we'll talk to you soon.
Of course.
Hey, Maddie.
Yes,
I
Mallone.
should have had Joey talk to the father as well.
So you don't know anything else about this Grace group?
I'm afraid not.
You ever go to the car?
I'm afraid I...
Can you tell me anything else about Michael?
Sadly, no.
There's a ghost haunt.
I see.
So this Benjiro
My host has said as...
Okay, so this
Do
is
you know
all
Jeffrey?
repeat.
I'm afraid...
Do you know?
I have never...
Mike-
He might be... If his...
Do you know?
I know...
Michael.
That's all repeated, but
Right.
still.
Of course.
I want to have Joey talk to him.
Hey, Michael.
The Lord is...
Yeah.
It's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
Of course.
Never
Leads
mind.
me lie down in green pastures. Leads me beside...
Okay, we have a lot to go on. A lot to go on. First off, Let's see. Benjiro. Jeffrey Dutta. Peter Fielding.
So Peter Fielding owned a gym in Murray Hill. Worth a visit, I suppose.
Okay, that got something. Peter Fielding, 58, passed away last night after suffering a fatal accident. Peter was self-described health nut and personal trainer whose facility, Field's Gym, was well loved by many in the Murray Hill neighborhood. He will be missed. Game? There we go. Heather Goffstein. Did I spell it right? Heather Goffstein. Nothing. No new mail? No.
She was part of the Grace group. No, There was a Maggie Fielding arrested at the Carth House.
There's a link.
She might be a relative of Peter Fielding, but it's a common surname.
Was that Maggie
There
Fielding?
was a No, I don't.
Fielding. Maggie. Nothing. And unfortunately, we didn't get a note, so it's probably not going to give me any new dialogue options.
Father Mike.
Yeah?
Can you tell?
I'm of George.
Okay.
All right,
Of course. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall.
I actually asked him the wrong thing, but it's fine.
Madeline.
Yes.
Well,
Okay, there should be a lot to go on here. Actually, less than I thought to go on. Well, let's go to the police station first.
Officer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find someone named Benjiro. He ran some kind of self-help circle called the Grace Group.
Let's see.
Come on,
No,
come on.
Nothing on file. Sorry.
Dang it.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey Dutta? He was killed in a hit and run.
Let's see.
No way me, no way me, no way me, stop.
Yep. hit and run.
Yes!
Like you said, technically the case is open, but nobody has any hopes that it'll be solved.
Do you have a record?
Let's see.
Wait, can you tell me anything
Yep,
more?
Can you tell me anything about the death of a Mr. Peter Fielding?
Okay. Let's see. Yep, there he is. Peter Fielding, age 54, owned a fitness center in Murray Hill called Field's Gym. He fell off a ladder while fixing a light bulb in the locker room, hit his head on the bench, and bled to death. Nobody found him for several hours.
Almost like Final
An ambulance
Destination.
was called and pronounced him dead at the scene.
Nothing more
Freak
than
accident, you
That's
know?
pretty open and shut. Accidental death.
Yeah, it looks that way.
that. Do you have any record of a Heather Goffstein?
Let me check. Nope, nothing on Heather Goffstein. Sorry.
Well, I bet.
Sure.
Okay. I think before going back to the church, let's try to explore anything new. Field's Gym.
Looks nice and warm in there. Of course, so would an ice factory right now. Joey, I'd like.
What is it?
I can't remember the last time I went to a gym.
Thinking of joining?
With all the walking
She's
I do
fast.
every day, I don't think I need to. Michael gave us a few names. We probably should look into them.
After you, dear.
This Benjiro person. If he ran the Grace Group meetings, we have to find him.
One step at a time, sweetheart. We'll get to him. And when we do, give him a punch in the face for me.
Well, we don't know he did it, although it looks like he's equally as suspicious as I was.
Whoever Jeffrey Dutta was, it's probably too late to save him.
Can't worry about that now. Let's just put a stop to this before it happens to anybody else.
This Peter, a lead worth pursuing?
Let your feet do the walking, Red.
Whoever Heather was, Michael seems pretty sure that she was, well, taken, like Leah and George.
God, I hope not. I'm not sure how many more of these ripped up spooks I can take.
Especially since you're a spook. And, well, being a ghost right now is not the best situation, that's for sure.
It seems to open with a key card.
Really?
It needs a key card. Sticking my hand in it won't do anything. It says members only. It says...
Alright, Joe, you're up.
It says... Looks like that picture frame fell off the wall. I can't touch the thing. I'm not just gonna...
Celebrity endorsement.
Looks like some kind of headshot photo. Probably someone famous who uses the...
Oh, is that the ghost? Is that the ghost?
Tanya Corsey. Hey, wait a second. Is that... Yeah, that's the spook from Georgia.
Aha! Excellent. Good came out of this.
Run, run, run like a hamster on a wheel. She's sweating.
She
so
falls
much
and
she didn't even
dies.
notice.
It's all my fault.
Even if I wasn't dead, she wouldn't be able to hear me. She's got one of those MyPods in. Makes them deaf as a post. A calendar with a marker pen attached.
January 7th.
Just a marker. Probably used to change the date on this calendar. It's a number on the calendar. I can't do anything with it. It's a number.
Okay, but why does it say January 7th? January 7th. Might be a code. Like 0107.
The men's locker room. Glad I can't smell anymore. The TV showing some energetic broad in yoga pants. Nobody here.
Hey, does it look right?
Is that a ghost?
Seriously, does it look right?
Found someone.
The light bulb. I could swear it was blinking.
It looks fine to me.
Huh. I gotta do everything myself around here.
Is this Fielding? So he didn't poof.
Looks to be in his 50s. It's hard to say. He's got the hair of an older man, but the body that most guys in their 20s would envy. He obviously worked out religiously for all the good it did him. Just a forgotten towel.
Is there something under it?
I'm not...
I don't see anything else here except the ghost.
Hey, friend, can we talk for a second?
Are you sure there's nothing wrong with that light?
I'm no expert, but it looks fine to me.
Well, what can I do for you?
Are you Felding?
Hey, is your name Peter Fielding by any chance?
That's me. Why?
No reason. You own this
So
joint,
he didn't
right?
get taken.
Yes, I do. My dad built it. You could say it's a family business. Been running it around 20 years. Seems like yesterday.
But why did he not get taken? Is the whole Grace Group thing like a red herring? Like it's being blamed that these people died because they were connected to it, but in actuality there's something else connecting them? The lights.
So what's the story with the lights?
I don't know.
Looks fine to
It's
me.
driving me crazy. There's something wrong with them. I can tell.
Well, like I said, they look totally fine to me.
I'll just have to keep checking.
Nice place.
Nice place you got here.
Thanks. You looking to join?
Ah, no, I really don't think exercise is gonna do me much good.
It's amazing how many people think that. You're young. Your metabolism is still going strong. But time catches up with you before you know it.
You're preaching to the choir, Peter, but I'm still not interested.
Well, we're here if you need us.
How you feeling?
So, how are you feeling?
Fine. Why?
You don't feel strange at all?
What do you mean?
Well, just hypothetically speaking, you don't feel like you're gonna explode?
What, like indigestion?
Not quite.
I am on a strict diet of wheatgrass shakes and fiber. Indigestion is the last thing I have to worry about.
Your father.
So, you run this place with your old man, huh?
Sort of. He built it when he left the army. I took over long ago.
So, you run...
Sort of.
Okay, check notes.
Ever hear of the Grace Group? I understand you went to a few meetings.
You know about that?
Sure.
Wow. Well, yeah. I went to some meetings. It was all I needed.
Why's that?
Well, I wasn't the most focused of people back then. It's a long story, but in the end, I went to work with my dad running this place. It's been my life ever since.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Grace Group?
What's to say? They changed my life.
Is there any...
What's...
Okay. Card file.
You ever go to the Cart House? Dumpy place, Chelsea.
No, sorry, I haven't been to the village in years.
Michael?
Hey, I think I met a friend of yours, Father Michael Cooper.
Michael? Now there's a name I haven't heard in a while. How is he?
He's seen better days.
I'm sorry to hear that. He'll pull through. He always has.
So what can you tell me about Father Michael?
God, it's been over a decade. I'm afraid I can't tell you much.
I hear Tanya Corsey went to this gym.
She's been coming here for years. That body you see on TV, I take full credit for that.
Well, we all gotta be proud of something. Can you tell me anything else about Tanya?
No, sorry.
Do you know anything about Benjiro? Ran the Grace Group meetings.
Sure.
Well?
Yeah.
Funny, I can't think of anything to say exactly. It's
Interesting.
been 20 years.
Sure, people forget things.
That's it, exactly. I just didn't think it would happen to me so
I don't
soon.
think you forgot. I think something made you forget.
Are you sure you can't tell me anything about Benjiro?
I'm afraid not.
Did you know Jeffrey Dutta?
You know Jeff, too.
Not really, I just heard of him.
Good guy. Took care of my neighbor's dog when she was on vacation.
Did you know Jeff?
You know Jeff?
No.
Good guy.
Peter?
So tell me about yourself, Peter.
I'm the guy who's gonna kick your butt into shape.
Ah, well, we'll see. So tell me.
I'm the guy.
Do you know Heather Goffstein?
You know Heather, too. Who don't you know?
Well, I'm a people person.
Wow, Heather. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Can you tell me anything about Heather?
It's been a while. And I didn't speak to her much back in those days anyway. Sorry.
Okay. Anything new?
So you're...
Sort of.
Nope.
Well,
You got it. I'll be here. I just gotta see what's wrong with this damn light.
Can't even look up to the light. Okay, we did get some new information though. This has not been a wasted trip.
so I found Peter.
Peter? Peter Fielding?
Yeah, he's safe and sound, spiritually speaking anyway.
Huh. Michael was sure that Peter's ghost was taken.
Just between you and me, Michael doesn't look to be sure about very much.
What if Michael is the big bad? He's faking this all. I am so suspicious. I just realized that I am suspiciousizing everyone. If you breathe and you're still alive, you're my #1 target, it seems. Ah.
You heard of this Tanya Corsey person?
Tanya Corsey? Was she in the gym?
No, it's the name of our roof spook. Is she famous or something?
You could say that. She has a
I need to
TV
Google
show.
her.
I think you mean she had a TV show. Let's get going.
Sounds dirty to say, Google. Oh. Forgot her name. Tanya Corsey.
Tanya was the host of the Good Morning Show. I remember hearing that they got a new host, but I didn't know this was the reason. Channel 11. I think their head office is in Penn Plaza. Can't hurt to ask around.
Well, I probably should go there before asking her. City Post's obituary. It is with tremendous sadness that we announce the passing of Tanya Corsey after a tragic accident. Most only knew her as a charming and bubbly host of the Channel 11 Good Morning Show, but those who worked closely with her knew her as the sharp razor intellect who paid her dues, became one of the best loved media personalities in the world. She'll be deeply, deeply missed. Yeah, let's go there first. Because I may get some information that may help me. Wow, nice place.
The local news is airing. They're talking about the weather. Again. He looks pretty hard at work. It's pretty empty here tonight. I guess the weather even affects the media. Looks like he's got a bunch of news wire reports open. Oh, and Minesweeper.
Minesweeper! Remember that game? Joey, I want you to look
The
around
local
first.
news is airing. They're talking about the weather. Again.
That's weird. I can actually... Wait a second. Yeah, I can actually look this high to the television. I had to move over to, switch to Joey.
Wouldn't know how to use it, even if I could.
Yeah, I want you to get over the
It's all
look.
gobbledygook to me.
I guess not.
It's all gobbledygook. Just a bunch. I'm not searching all those desks one by one.
Why not? Okay, I can't see anything that Joey can be helpful here.
He twitched a bit, but not much else.
All right, Rosa, you're up.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Hi, I'm Rosangela Blackwell. Do you work here?
Certainly do. Jim Peebles, senior producer. How can I
Jim
help?
Peebles. Jim Peebles. What do you do here?
So what do you do here?
I'm the head producer for the Good Morning Show with Kathy Carden.
Isn't that Tanya Corsey's old show?
Yes, it is.
Hold on. Kathy Carden.
It's pretty empty here tonight.
Well, look outside. The weather's horrible, and almost everybody commutes to work. Nobody can get in, so we're running on a skeleton crew.
Did you work here when Tanya was alive?
Did you work here when Tanya was alive?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking into her death.
Wasn't it an accident?
That's why I'm looking into it, just to be sure.
Huh. Well, all right.
Check notes. Grace Group.
There's the self-help circle that held meetings a long time ago. It was called the Grace Group. Ever hear of it?
Sorry, no.
Okay. Hearth.
There are tons of case files.
Michael.
Do you know a priest by the name of Michael Cooper?
I'm afraid I haven't been to church in a long time.
Tanya.
What can you tell me about Tanya?
I liked her. Some anchors think they're the be-all and end-all, but not her. She knew we were all in this together and worked well with all of us. That's how you make a new show. Everyone needs to help each other.
Can you tell me anything else about Tanya?
Well, like I said, we all miss her. There's nothing else to say.
Benjiro.
Have you ever heard the name Benjiro?
Benjiro.
Benjiro.
Oh, I'm afraid I haven't.
Keep saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Jeffrey.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey Dutta? He was killed in a hit and run.
Sorry, no.
Do you know anything about the death of Peter Fielding? He owned a gym in Murray Hill.
No. Although you've reminded me I haven't hit the gym in a while. I suppose I should go.
A note was found in Tanya's apartment. It was signed J.
And?
And your name begins with J. Did you write it?
Seriously?
You're in journalism. You know that any lead is worth following.
Well, sorry, I didn't write any note to Tanya. Not that I remember.
Can you think of any other J's who might have written that letter?
I can think of 6 who work in this office alone. I'm sure there are dozens more.
Can you...
Okay. Jim Peebles. Jim is producer at Channel 11. He works on a show that Tanya Corsey used to host.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Well, what you see is what you get. I started working at a copywriter's desk about 30 years ago. Worked my way up to producer. Been here ever since.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? I started...
So that's the same.
Well, thanks for your time, Mr. Peebles. I might be back later.
Sure thing. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, I think now it's time to go to the... I mean, we could go back to the police station. Let's just... I want to try to exhaust all options before going... Peebles.
Is there anything in the system about a Jim Peebles?
Let's see. Nope.
Okay. It's clean.
Do
Horsey.
you know anything about Tanya Corsey's death?
Tanya Corsey? What are you doing getting involved with her?
It's...
Complicated, yeah, I get it. Durkin warned me you might get weird. Anyway, there's not much to tell. She slipped in her shower and hit her head on the tub.
I mean,
She fell
another-
unconscious and she drowned. The coroner did an autopsy on her and found traces of whiskey and Valium in her system. Not a good combination.
She killed herself?
If you believe the tabloids, then yeah. But the coroner says no. There wasn't much in her system to actually kill her, but it was enough to make her a bit clumsy.
So it was just an accident.
So it would seem.
Again, that's like the exact scene from Final Destination when the guy's in the shower and he gets like killed by death because it slips and falls, and you know, if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
He's a priest.
Let's check.
I didn't mean to click that one.
Sorry, whoever.
Is there anything else you can tell me about how Tanya Corsey died?
I told you everything that was in the file.
Okay.
Well, I bet.
Sure.
We did get some new information from this. It's time to go talk to Tanya herself.
Joey, could you...
What is it?
I need you to go next door, obviously. I know about Heather.
She seems pretty easygoing, but it's hard to say if it's genuine. It feels polished, practiced.
Almost like she's been on the
Whoever
news.
She is, she's doing a good job of hiding it. Hi there.
Hello again, mister. What brings you by?
Your name.
You're Tanya Corsey, aren't you? You're in television.
I knew you'd get it. That's me, Tanya Corsey, host of the Good Morning Show on Channel 11. Now all the mystery is gone.
I don't think I've looked up Good Morning. I've looked up too.
Are you sure you don't know anything about this note?
No, I don't know anything about any note. Please stop asking about it.
Also, Heather Corsey, we should look up. Because Heather might be a relative.
Well,
How do I spell Corsey? O-R-C-E. O-R-S-E-Y. Heather Corsey. Nothing. Alright, nothing. I got nothing.
They both worked for the Good Morning Show. I don't think those are connected in any way. No connection.
Alright,
hi there.
Hello again, mister. What brings you?
Are you sure?
No, please.
Do you know anything about a self-help organization called the Grace Group?
Grace Group? No, I haven't. Sorry.
You ever go to the Carth House? Dumpy place in Chelsea.
Sorry, no.
Do you know a Michael Cooper?
I don't.
So, Tanya, tell me about yourself.
You want to get to know the real Tanya Corsey. The Tanya that you don't read about in the tabloids and magazines?
sure.
If you let me.
I barely know you, Mr. Mallone. Although if you swing by more often, you might learn a thing or two.
That didn't help.
Come on, tell me something about yourself. Must be nice for someone like you to be asked a question for once.
You've been doing nothing but ask questions since you came in here.
Huh, fair point.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You've...
Huh.
Benjiro.
Does the name Benjiro ring any bells?
Benjiro. Is that Japanese?
I believe so.
Sorry, I don't know anyone named Benjiro.
Does the
Sorry.
Just want to double check.
Do you know a guy named Jeffrey Dutta?
Sorry.
So,
I do. Or
Oh,
rather,
filled in shame.
I did. After what happened to him, I just couldn't.
You mean his...
Death? Yes. So senseless.
Do you know anything about it?
So, can you tell me anything about Peter?
A brutal taskmaster is what he was, but I can't deny he got results.
Nope, I can't deny it either. Is there anything else you can tell? Did you ever see him outside of the gym?
No. No, of course I didn't.
Is there anything... Did you ever...
No.
Okay.
Do you know a Heather Goffstein?
No. No, I don't. Sorry.
Come on. That note on the floor, it has Heather
Oh,
written
it does
on
have Heather
So,
written on it.
Like I told you, it has no meaning to me. I don't know any Heather.
I didn't even put two and two together there.
I met one of your producers, Jim.
What about him?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering what you could tell me about him.
I don't spread gossip, mister. Except when I'm on the air.
Come on.
You sure you can't tell me anything else about Jim?
If you want to get to know him, ask him yourself.
You sure you can't?
If you...
Do you know a Heather Goffstein?
No. No.
Come on.
So, I don't...
Are you sure you don't know?
No. I don't know. Please stop.
Well,
Ah.
I have to get going, but I'll see you around.
Ta.
I guess there's nothing stopping me.
I don't know what to do here. I know about Heather J.
Hi there.
Hello?
But I've asked
Are you sure?
her
No, please.
everything.
Grace Group. Sorry.
Do you know?
I don't.
Come on.
You've been...
Huh. Does the name?
Benji.
I believe.
Sorry.
Do you know what? Is there? Did you ever?
No.
Do you know?
No.
Come on.
So, I don't...
You sure?
If you...
Nothing.
Well, Todd,
Ta.
no point in leaving.
Nothing, 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 nothing. We got nothing.
Hey, Reg, you got a second?
Uh-huh. What's up?
You take note of those names Michael gave us?
They're in my phone, if that's what you mean.
Sure, that's what I meant.
We could go talk to Madeline again. Didn't mean to do that. You know what, while you're here, we can ask him stuff. Maybe.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Do you know anything about a Jim Peebles?
I don't know the name.
Did George know anyone named Heather Goffstein?
I don't believe so.
Did George know anyone named Peter?
I don't know.
Does the name Benjiro mean anything to you?
Sorry.
Did George know anyone named Jeffrey Dutta?
Nobody named Jeffrey
Do you know anything about Tanya Corsey?
Who?
She hosted a major television show. She lived across from George.
Oh, sorry. I don't watch a lot of television. And that apartment's been vacant as long as I've worked here. So, I'm afraid I can't tell you
Got a momentary pause, though.
Do you know any?
Who?
Oh.
But nothing
so-
else.
Did George know a priest named Michael Cooper?
I'm afraid I don't know.
There are tons of case files listed here. Did George ever?
Grace Group?
It might.
I know he often went to Grace Church services, but he never mentioned any Grace Group. Sorry.
Earth file.
No. I don't think. No. No. There was a Maggie. She might. No connect.
Let's go talk to Madeline.
Familiar faces. It is a relief to see you both.
We found one of the Grace Group spooks, Peter Fielding.
I see. Is he still intact?
Yeah,
Yes.
He tried to get me to join a gym.
I thought as much.
You thought so. What do you mean?
You know as well as I do. A spirit cannot be moved from this world until it is spiritually ready. It would appear that is also the case here.
What about George and Leah?
But what about George and Leah?
From my understanding, they were aware of their death when they were taken.
Yeah, they were.
Then there's your answer. They were spiritually ready to leave this world, and so were vulnerable. This Fielding, was it? He is a lucky soul indeed. Until he is made aware, he cannot be taken. Not by you, or by anyone else.
So this is our fault?
So wait, this is our fault?
Whatever do you mean?
Leah, George. Just by trying to save them, we destroyed them.
I suppose. Yes, it could be seen that way. But please do not blame yourself. How could you have known?
Ignorance doesn't change anything.
Listen to me. Whatever or whoever is taking these souls, they were marked long before they died. All we can do now is move forward and save who we can.
You can't just leave them.
So what? We just leave the spook to rot?
Of course not. It has been known for some spirits to become aware on their own. The right face, the right moment, anything can trigger it. And if that happens to Fielding, no. Our duty is to save him, and save him we shall.
How? The usual rules have been chucked out the window. We make a move and he gets hammered. And we're not gonna let that happen. Not again.
It is a dilemma for certain.
You never seen this before?
We've been around the block a few times, so to speak. Nothing like this has ever happened to you before?
The destruction of the very essence of life? No. Such a thing is difficult to contemplate, and to witness it, even more so.
We'll be back.
We need to think about this. Plan our next move.
Of course. In fact, I might have an idea along those lines.
Uh-huh.
I must confer with my host. Please excuse me.
Interesting.
He's okay? Peter's really okay?
He is still deceased, but in all other respects, yes. He is as well as can be.
This changes everything. You have no idea. You two, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I never even considered that Peter's soul could be saved. And maybe Heather, too.
We haven't really
Yes,
saved him yet.
Heather. If she wasn't taken, then her soul must still be lost.
And this is a good thing?
Of course.
We haven't
if
found
a soul
Heather.
is merely lost, it still can be saved. And maybe so can mine.
So what's the plan?
So, what's your plan?
We are approaching this from ignorance, and possibly from fear. Before I was trapped in the void, I was a spirit guide for a very long time. I can learn much from a spirit by looking at it and talking to it. If Fielding's soul still exists, then it must be brought here.
And Heather. Heather's soul must still be out there.
And her as well, of course.
Let's go to the gym.
Peter Fielding's spook is at the gym. It's not too far away. You can talk to him there.
Are you kidding? I step out of this circle, who knows what could happen? If I die, there's a good chance I'll be an aware spirit, just like Leah and George. And then...
Be at peace, my host. I would not ask you to do such a thing.
Well, thank heaven for that.
Besides, it is unnecessary.
You're gonna ask me
As
to
you
bring him
say,
here.
Only spiritually aware souls are attacked. Since this Fielding is not spiritually aware, meeting him in his current state would be fruitless. We need to awaken him before I can determine anything about him.
Won't that destroy him?
Won't awakening these ghosts destroy him? Aren't we trying to avoid that?
Don't be absurd. We'll put them behind this circle. They will be safe there.
And how are we supposed to do that? Spooks like me can't enter the thing.
This might surprise you, Mallone, but I did think of that. Come here. Take this.
What's this thing?
Call it a totem. It was made with some of my essence. The circle was created in much the same manner, so it will make a perfect focus. When you awaken a spirit, use the totem to send them directly here. They will remain safely behind the circle until we can determine the next course of action.
So I'll be trapped in this circle with Peter and Heather's ghosts?
I am afraid so, my host.
Well, I suppose it can't be helped. And I guess it will be nice to see them again.
Yes.
Tell me about Peter.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Peter? Anything that can help us?
No. Of all the people in our group, Peter was the one I spoke to the least. I think George once belonged to his gym, even took personal training sessions for a while. But George wasn't really the personal fitness type.
What about Heather?
I need to know everything you can tell me about Heather.
Well, there was one thing. It was a confession of sorts, you see, and she trusted me.
What was it?
You don't understand. It was a confession.
Dude.
It might have been a long time
Priorities.
ago, but it was still a sacred trust. I can't betray that trust. It goes against everything
But it
I
could save her
believe in.
soul.
Don't you think that under the circumstances, she would understand?
I'm not sure God would.
Does it really matter? What's the worst that could happen? You lose your soul?
My God, when you put it like that. Heather was a prostitute. She wanted to confess, but didn't feel right entering a church. She might have been Jewish, judging by her name, but I think she just wanted to speak to someone who understood.
Understood?
Someone who had been to grace group meetings. Someone who had had a life-changing revelation, like I did. I don't know what her revelation was, but she wanted to purge herself of her old life. So she asked if I could come to her apartment and listen to her. So I did.
Do you remember where she lived?
I was a priest entering the house of a prostitute. It's not something you forget. She lived by Tompkins Square Park. Here's the address.
Heather's old address. Good.
Is there anything?
I just know she was a prostitute when she went to grace group meetings. I don't know what's happened to her since.
Peebles.
Do you know anyone named Jim Peebles?
No, sorry.
Is there anything else you can tell us?
I just know.
Is there anything you can tell me about Peter?
No. Of all the. I think, but.
That's the same.
So the man who ran the grace group meetings was named Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else about him.
Anything else you can tell me about yourself?
No, I just want this to be over. One way or the other.
Did you ever watch Tanya Corsey's show?
No, sorry.
There are tons of case files listed. Is there anything else you could tell us about the grace group?
No.
Okay.
I guess we should get going.
Then I do believe our talk is concluded. I will return outside.
Hey, Madeline?
Yes, my host.
It's all right.
All right.
Yeah, stay inside. It's cold out there.
I don't feel the cold, my host.
I know. Just stay, please. And thanks.
It is my pleasure, my host.
Aw. Alright, so let's talk to her before we stop for today. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe.
Madeline?
Yes, Blackwell.
I've always wondered, just who are you?
Pardon?
Where'd you come from? Who you were before all this?
Tell me one thing. Have you ever asked your spirit guide the same question?
Yeah.
Has he ever given you a satisfactory answer?
No.
Precisely.
Dang it!
Joey told me about how you helped him out of the void.
We helped each other.
Well, even still, if you weren't there, well, I don't know what would have happened.
The hole in the universe caused by the severed link would have consumed you. Your mind would have collapsed under the pressure, leaving you a raving madwoman.
Right. Well, thanks.
My pleasure.
Auntie Lauren?
You once told me that you knew my Auntie Lauren.
After a fashion, while in the void, I could reach out to the mortal world in dreams. The minds of other bestowers were the most...
That's how you reached out to me.
Huh? If that's true, how come she never mentioned it?
Sadly, the memories of our meetings faded as she woke.
What'd you talk about?
What did you talk about? You and Auntie, I mean.
You have to understand, she was dreaming while we conversed. Her mind wasn't entirely lucid.
So you can't tell me anything?
Nothing that would make any cognitive sense.
Do you know what happened to them? To Auntie? To my grandmother? They both went insane. They spent years sedated in a hospital. Do you know why?
I do not. I felt their minds when they went, but that is all I know.
I see. Do you think the same thing will happen to me? What happened to my aunt and grandmother, I mean?
I am sorry, I do not know. But I do believe your chances of safety are high.
You really think so? Why?
I told you. While I was in the void, I could sense their minds. I could sense yours as well. You are stronger than they were.
Stronger?
I'm stronger?
Not physically, or even mentally, but emotionally, yes. Your grandmother fled the duty. Your aunt performed it with only the greatest reluctance. But you have embraced it, thrived in it.
Well, it's what I do.
It's how we roll.
So you don't know anything about this Grace group?
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Do you know a place called the Karth House?
I'm afraid I do.
Is there anything else you can tell us about Michael?
Sadly, no.
Have you ever heard of Tanya Corsey? She had a morning talk show.
I am ashamed to say that technology eludes me.
Yeah,
So I'm
I can
afraid
see
I
that.
do not know the name.
Michael said that a man named Benjiro ran the Grace group meetings.
My host has said as much to me, yes.
Do you really think Peter Fielding is in danger?
I can assume nothing less. Remember the totem I gave you. Use it as soon as he becomes aware.
Do you really?
I can remember.
Do you think Heather's soul is still out there? Like Peter's?
The fact that Peter is an unaware spirit was a stroke of luck. Perhaps we will be lucky again.
Do you think Heather...
The fact...
Do you know anyone...
Alright.
I guess we should...
Of course. Keep us informed of your progress.
Okay, my friends, so my name is FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel. I continue blind let's play of Blackwell Epiphany. Much love to you all. Hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. As well as the games I can't stop playing. That's why these episodes are kind of long. Until next time. So long. And take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.